Hi. That was very good, Pastor Keith.
Thank you, Pastor.
I would hate to get all circuits are busy, but maybe that's good for prayer. Be perseverant, you know.
It would make us be persistent.
It would. It was like we would sit there and listen to the angel for hours, or put it on speakerphone and be busy doing something else.
Well, if it was Southern
I love
Gospel,
Ricky, but do you know his brain has like 10 pages of writing about this big, and it runs at all times. I used to be really hot when I preached up here, but he's got that going. It's just like a fan. You know, when he gets fired up, it is just like a fan. He gets so many pages going. I'm like, good Lord, where are we going to go? So I always teased him and said, the Lord seeketh all of us. Because he loves that dang King James, you know. He does, and he can get those thus and these and thous. It just flows out of his mind. Must have been a sign. When he was little, Scripture flowed from his mind.
I've had 57 years of practice.
Yes, you have it. You do a good job. I'm A. A. What is A? Attitude. Attitude, attitude. How many of you occasionally, because I know you're saints, get stuck on something in the past and you start fuming about it? And you start playing it in your head and you replay it in your head, and then if you're like me, you put the right song on in your car so that can just dig in a little bit deeper. You know, one of those country western or one of those loud ones that sing with such, you know, we could go to Bette Midler. She could do one for you. You know, she's got one that she could sing that'll just break your heart. You know, and you get going, and before you know it, you're not going to sleep if it's at night. You're going, like me, you're going out to check the cat cage and it's the dishwasher. Didn't want their feet to get cold. I don't like trapping cats. It's awful. And when you pick them up, they run towards the end. How could they ask me to do this? And I worried about them. Just like I worried about little Panda when she had her babies. I'm out there in a bloody snowstorm trying to keep them all warm. Now I don't think they made it through because I got a buddy called Panda. And she keeps showing up. Reese says, quit feeding her so good. You give her tuna and salmon, she's going to come back. Yeah. But if it's even something more, someone ripped off money. How do you like that one? Someone ripped you off for a chunk of change. And you were doing it in good faith. And find out that you were just schmoozed. How about if you find out someone's talked about you, or me, or this church, and you get fuming about that, like they can make it sound really good. Well, I'm here to tell you, we do have power when we're in those places. It's called we can always change our attitude. Amen. About how we look in the situation and the way we look at it. This is real good. It's a good tool, attitude. What I have to do is, when I'm standing in that mind that's just spinning and spinning, is I need to step out of that and observe what's going on. I need to observe what's happening with this person, place, or situation. What is it? And if I discern that, do you know what happens? I know the right prayer to give God. Amen. If I'm mad about something and I can step out of it and realize, you know, I have to look at the person or the situation, what might be going on in their lives. And could it be possible that they just decided to dump it here? Mm-hmm. So I need to pray for compassion and healing and mercy. When you step out of the issue and you start to observe it, God will open your hearts and minds to see what's really going on with your brother or sister. Amen. You know, if someone's telling you stories, step out of it. I had this little while ago in a sermon. About a storyteller, you know what I mean? You know what a storyteller, you know a liar. God, you know these words. Yeah. You can't tell me this old nobody ever lied to you. Oh, you're more Pollyanna than I was. Oh, no. You got someone that gets a story, you catch the story, they get a bigger story, you know what I'm saying? Why would they do that? Now, I could get on the stories and think I'm going to go out on a crusade like Man of La Mancha, Don Quixote, for, hitting the windmill. But I can say, why would someone be doing this? Why would they tell a story? what might be going on. You know, why would I tell a story? You know what it is? I'm afraid. I'm afraid if I don't build myself up, you won't love me. You won't respect me. So I get in fear and I start creating stories. And you know, it took me a long time to learn that stories most of the time are absurd. You know what the fear is? That if they step out of that line, and they step out of that fear, and they step forward, we're all going to find we're just ordinary people. We're really not that special. We're special to God, but we're not totally unique. Our world does not rotate around us. We're just ordinary people working out our life with God. We're trying to do our best. And I know that as your pastor. I could tell Tim. You know, Tim, Tony healed here. When the church said to him, "You need to move," he came here. Broken, lost. And I watched each one of you, however you could do it, start to pick up those broken pieces, and you loved him. Some of us had to change our attitude about that situation. I had to step out of it. He says, "Gina, my girl, I'm in Lent and it's not the season." I thought, I know how that is. When you're in the middle of going through this great big process, and it's not the right seasonal time, good Catholic. So hold it till Lent, would you? Oh, God love him. But I watched you. I watched you give him reconciliation. We changed our attitude, because he's a bossy priest. No, poor me. I got a bossy priest and a bossy wife. Good Lord, if one wasn't talking to this here, the other one was. Amen? And I loved him.
And you love your wife.
And I love my wife. Thank you for changing the attitude of the world in his life and giving him the ability to be good with God. And I asked him when he went to the hospital, and they came in and said, "Tony, you're probably going to cross because your kidneys are bad." And I left. He goes, "I got to get my stuff in order." So I started writing notes. I said, "Tony, are you okay with God?" He says, "Yep." Then he got well for a while and kind of, rallied and came up. And then he ended up in the hospital again. And when I went to see him, I said, how you doing with God, Tony?" He says, "I'm good. That last time I saw my mom come for me. And I wanted to go. But his sisters and relatives pulled him back." They did. We were doing hand in hand this rosary thing, and I was trying to get up with learning all the words and get the beat, Hail Mary, full of grace, and, I was trying to learn, and we do a lot of them. Holy moly. So we're standing there and we're doing that, and all of a sudden, someone came in and said, "He's not ready to go." And I felt his spirit go, yank. And he woke up and he said, "I saw my mom." Aren't we funny as people? I think he was ready to cross then. I think he knew his mom, but someone here bound his spirit. His family was not ready for his death. So he came back and did a little more time. And then finally he decided upon his own will with God to cross over in his favorite chair with this cat and the Butterfingers he always hid. You could have candy at his house, but you still have Butterfingers. Know what I mean? You had an attitude that you changed, and you made his life right. And it was through the ministry of each one of you, when you just recognized him, that he got right with God. Got right with God. Wow.